I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today we are visiting with one of our beautiful and brilliant new private practice family medicine professionals, Dr. Jadah Rhymes. And how do we pronounce your last name?
Rhymes-Bacoat.
Bacoat. And so where's your husband from? Because I couldn't figure out when I saw it. I said phonetically, I don't want to mess that up. So where is he from?
He's from Maryland.
Okay. Right. So do you have his roots from somewhere else or?
Yes. So I have heard that there actually is some Gullah Geechee.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I said, I want to mess that name up because in my other life, I worked for the Census Bureau. So I knew a lot of people from Gullah country, actually. And so I said, no, it sounds like there is something else going on there. But certainly, besides having this wonderful family medical practice, you are a wife and a mother.
Yes.
How
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Wearing all the hats. Every woman. So we had the conversation sidebar this morning. Are you taking time for yourself?
I try to.
Okay.
I do try to make sure I take a lunch break. It's so easy for me to work straight through my lunch, but I really try to make sure I at least take my lunch break, at least take a few minutes to just kind of reflect and just give me a little bit of decompression time in between seeing patients.
Exactly. Because then when you leave this practice, you have to go to your other assignments, wife and mom.
Yes.
Right. And so we have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And how old is he?
He's 2.
So he's running things. He wants to know everything. Why? I said, don't touch this. Why? No. So are we there?
We are there. He is very curious, very outspoken, very outgoing. So he keeps us on our toes.
Right. But because you all are very brilliant young couple, your husband, what does your husband do?
He is a marine biologist by trade.
Really?
He's a professor at Fort Valley.
Okay, HBCU excellence.
Yes, and so he actually is taking his marine biology background and using that with aquaculture, aquaponics.
Really? So the baby could not help but to be inquisitive. No, really, if your dad's a marine biologist and your mom's a physician, you can't help but to know and ask why. And so you all are prepared for that, though. You're young and you're brilliant, so you're going to survive that. So we're very proud that you selected Columbus to open this practice. You could have gone anywhere in the United States, because when you have skills like you and your husband, you don't have to settle. You can make wise choices. And so how long has this practice? You've been in private practice. I know you've been in medicine, but private practice.
We're not even a year old.
Okay, so we're new.
We are brand new.
Okay.
We opened our doors July 5th of 2022. Saw our very first patient July 5th, 2022. And we've been blessed to have almost 400 patients now.
Oh, absolutely.
So we are growing.
Well, when you do a good job and you're brilliant and you're humble in your gift, that's what I like. And full disclosure, you are my doctor and my husband's doctor. And what he said to me when I found you, he said, you found a new Deborah Daniels. And so in case you haven't met her, Dr. Deborah Daniels was my friend from elementary school who went on to be a physician. We went to Carver Elementary, Carver High School together. And she was in the military, then private practice, went back to being a VA doctor. But you remind me so much of her in your humbleness, in your brilliance, and then the attention that you want to give the patients that come in here. People don't like the Walmart, not throwing shade, but you know that Walmart experience where we're just rushing people through the door, checking the box, because we can build the insurance. If you could spend the amount of time you spent with me on my visit, and then my spouse, who comes with his notebook from everything he's ever done. He probably just didn't bring his military medical records. But no, that speaks. Because sometimes people just want to be heard. And it's important, I think, when you're selecting a doctor, that they're willing to spend the time to hear it, because that's how you learn things about us.
Yes.
And to help us to be better.
I find that you have to, the time management is almost like a cumulative thing, where I probably spent a lot of time on that first visit.
Right.
But because I spent all that time and I got to know so much about you,
probably more than what you wanted to, but yes.
That then allows me to be a lot more efficient seeing you in the future. And
so we don't have to spend that much time going forward because we've covered a lot of things.
Exactly.
Even with my husband with that notebook of everything, and it's like, okay. But one thing you did say, and we were at a community event because you do those too, and it was a wonderful event hosted by Dr. Curtis Crocker and his wife Alicia, and they're just great community servants. You were saying that we have to be our best advocate because you can't know everything. So if you're taking a pill, you need to know what the pill is and why you're taking it.
Exactly.
And not show up talking about, well, I take a green pill. No, really.
Exactly.
You know.
And there is a lot of that, and I do make sure I tell people all the time, you need to be your best advocate, and you need to be an active participant in your health care. It's not a spectator sport.
Okay, because if there's something going on with me and I don't relay that to you, you can't help me to be better. So what? The only question that's a dumb question is the one that's not asked. And so people expect sometimes, some people, that the doctor has this magic ball and they can just look at them and know everything. So if you're having issues, symptoms, or whatever, it's left up to you, the individual, to say.
And a lot of times, patients aren't comfortable asking questions. It seems like questions can be stigmatized a little bit, but if you have that rapport with your physician, and something that I do is I take a little bit of the pressure off of asking questions, where at the end of my visit, do you have any questions? A lot of times there is a no, and I'll also say, as soon as you leave here, you're going to come up with 3 questions.
Right.
And that is okay. Write them down and we can talk about them next time, or you can send them, So you don't have to be pressured to ask a question, right? But you can always.
But you open that door to tell them it's okay.
And
right.
It's okay.
Because I'm the doctor, I'm here to make you better. It's not that I'm the doctor, I'm God. You can't add, you're right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go to our first break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided, a touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. The Columbus Memory Center, 7196 North Lake Drive, Suite A, Columbus. Dr. Jonathan Liss is a board-certified neurologist and sleep specialist committed to battling Alzheimer's by preserving independence, offering you the opportunity to get your memory number for free, the only vital sign for brain health. Call today at 706-327-4000 or visit columbusmemorycenter.com. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this very important conversation with the fabulous, brilliant Dr. Jadah Rhymes. I tell you, I'm just so excited for you to be here. I have told many of my friends, of course I do know, even saw from Alabama, the Brown family, Susie and Don, and then little Don. He's not little anymore because he's an engineer now. But they're all going to visit with you, and we're just telling everyone, because I want you to remain in practice so you can keep me alive, right? So I want to be heard, I want to be seen, and I want to be welcome. And that's what you feel when you come to whole patient care. Why do we have that name?
Whole patient healthcare is what I came up with when I figured that I wanted to be a primary care doctor. I wanted to take care of the whole patient.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not just write prescriptions.
no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
not just write prescriptions, and also not using algorithms and checking the boxes to take care of patients. And so, with that being said, getting to know patients, getting insight into what their habits are, what their stressors are, what their support system, what type of support systems that they have. That gives me a lot of insight into how to take care of that patient. Wow. So whole patient healthcare is basically you learning that patient and you coming up with an individual care plan for that patient. Individual care plan. I like that. We're not checking the box. This is not the Walmart experience. This is the Saks Fifth Avenue experience. No, really. To get that much attention. It's like not going through where you got to check yourself out. Here, you're going to put that time in. I know with me, you asked me, who did I have that I could share things with? So I knew, because I was an old social worker, you was checking my mental health. Besides my unusual personality, it was like, okay, she's really not crazy. She's just, that's her personality. But you did ask me some very important questions. So why do you eat potato chips? Why do you eat those? And I was like, that's my cigarette. No, really. And then you were not very happy, but you were very calm about that and gently corrected me on why I should not be eating Lay's potato chips at night. Maybe I should be finding something different. So that's why we're saying whole, mental as well as physical. Correct. Right. And actually giving individualized practical changes to improve your overall care. Individualized practical changes, for example. What do you want me to do? I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't gamble. What would be a practical change? Don't say carrots, please don't. You're gonna say carrots. Apples. Okay, now I do eat apples at night. I do, and but they have to be a certain apple because not all apples are sweet. So apples will give me that crunch. Correct. Okay. All right. So apples, because every time when some people say, "Oh, the carrots," I'm like, unless you're gonna have blue cheese or something to go with the carrots, then and that's setting me up for defeat. Right. And so you can also try some of the dried fruits, like the banana chips. Okay. If you've ever tried those. I have tried those, but they're not the same like that yellow bag. But I'm gonna work on that. No, I am gonna work on that. Okay, and so our daily diets, like you say, you are a physician, you're busy, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a daughter, you're wearing all those hats. It's easy to sit in your office and try to find something to do instead of taking that lunch break. So what are we doing in terms of food preparation? Because a lot of us go through the drive-thru. Yes. So I highly recommend meal prep. I do meal prep. A good tip that I'm telling a lot of my patients, because we're in the spring and the warm weather, grilling is awesome for meal prep. So on either Sunday, Saturday, bring your grill out, put your meat on the grill for the week, and then you can just make those different meals and snacks for the week. Okay, so, that's good. We're doing a lot of grilling. And then we'll just package it individually, and then use it as you need it. So what are we doing for the vegetables? Because we get saladed out. And I know some salads you can be, with strawberries and mandarin orange and then all of that. But what I have seen, Dr. Jadah, is in one of the restaurants in the mall, people go to the salad bar. And if they pile the plate like this with everything on it, in their mind, they're saving calories. But I actually pointed that out past weekend. And I said, do you see all of that? No, really, it was like this. And it had everything on it. So in our minds, it wasn't me, but in our minds, we think we are cutting calories, but that's a trick. That is a trick, and that's not necessarily true when you're piling all of those different things on the salad, especially when you're using the regular salad dressings that have all these fats and calories in it. You have to be
Three cheeses.
3 cheeses, all the different meats,
Mm-hmm.
multiple boiled eggs, all of those things. Everything in moderation, I like to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to give a whole bunch of things that you can't do and you can't have, but definitely everything in moderation. Make your salad nice and colorful, and probably monitor how much of those things you're putting on.
Make it colorful.
Make
So
your
we
salad
want something
colorful.
green, yellow, orange. Okay, we can have purple onions, even purple.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we just can't load it up with the peaches, the mandarin oranges, but the bacon, the ham chip bits and all of that.
Broccoli, tomatoes, cucumbers, all those different things. Just put as many vegetables in your salad. Try something new on your salad. You can't say you don't like it if you never try it.
Like those garbanzo beans and that.
So yeah, you see the different salad bars, they have all those things. Just try it.
Okay.
You just never know.
Okay, you just never know. Okay, I hear you. I'm gonna do better because I know I usually get to the things that I like. I'm gonna get onions, mushrooms, and tomatoes. I'm gonna do that. Sometimes cucumbers, because if they don't peel the rind off of those things, I don't want them.
Okay.
Because I don't think they washed them enough. Now that's another one of my issues. No, really, because a lot of that stuff is coated with wax. So that's the trick of that salad thing. And the reason I'm trying to be a little shady with that is because I have that conversation with my husband when he says he had a salad during his work day. My question is, what did you have on the salad? You know, that sounds good. So if you pile it up, you might as well go where the Popeye's chicken. I'm just saying. But anyway, we're going to take our next break, go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Apple Tax Services for the best in tax preparation. 7413 Whitesville Road, Columbus. Call for your appointment today at 706-243-2590 or 706-243-2595. And remember, an apple a day keeps the audits away. The law offices of Siobhan S. Thomas and Associates, 201 9th Street in Uptown Columbus, 706-350-7232. A veteran-owned law firm dedicated to equal rights and justice for all. Make Siobhan S. Thomas and Associates your first choice for legal services. Visit SiobhanThomas.com. The Miley Agency, 4903 Armour Road. Gerald L. Miley and William Ripsinger have been providing comprehensive reviews and insuring families in Georgia and Alabama for more than 50 years. The Miley Agency will work non-stop to find you the best policy at the best price. You can rest assured that your information is secure, confidential, and protected. Call today at 706-996-2045. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm enjoying this great visit with our amazing new family medical professional, Dr. Jadah Rhymes. This is the Saks Fifth Avenue experience. We are so excited that she's here. No, really, I think I worried Dr. Deborah Daniels, and of course she's now at the VA, and I'm not a veteran, so she can't take care of me. And I was like, no, I gotta have somebody that's gonna da-da-da-da-da, and you were that. And so my friend, Dr. Tamori Smith, who is a fabulous nephrologist, gave your name, and I went and did my research, and then I talked to Dr. Deborah Daniels about it, and just wanted to make sure, because it's important when you select a doctor. Then the doctor has to select you, because I did learn from her over the years, when she was in her private practice for 17 years. The doctor can kind of fire patients too. People that's non-compliant, so I'm going to try not to be on that list, my husband and I. But yeah, when you're trying to care for people and they just won't do the right thing, sometimes you have to release them and let them go somewhere else. So what are your expectations?
My expectation is when patients come here, they want to be their healthiest self.
Okay.
If they're not well, they want to get better. And it is a partnership.
A partnership.
And so I need you to do your part that we agree upon in your care plan.
Mhm.
And so that is my expectation.
Okay, so it's a partnership.
Is that right?
We have to agree on the care plan. And if you're doing your part and I'm not doing mine, then you can get a bad grade. You can actually be put out of the class for that. I mean, it's just like school, because we have to be committed. We have to be our best advocate, as you said in my first visit with you, and we have to be compliant. Right. And appeal don't fix everything.
No.
See, and I think sometimes people are shopping doctors for pills. And we have to be careful of that. I mean, and I know people, a lot of times we're looking for a quick fix. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And so we don't do quick fixes here.
No, we don't. I definitely like to get to the root of what is going on. We definitely don't like to treat pain here. One of my mottos is pain is indicating that something is wrong. And so we need to look into what is wrong. And so, not saying that we don't want to do what we need to do for, to take care of our patients, but
I
we
understand.
also want to get to the root cause of
Right.
what's going on.
Right. We don't want to put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, because then we're on this cycle. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. Right. So if I come and I say, my hip is hurting, and you keep telling me after I get off the scale, I need to lose weight, what? I need to go to the park and walk, and I need to not eat chips at night. So then I'm doing my part. And so if I do all of that and then my hip still hurts, then you have to look further.
Correct.
Then the ball's in your court.
Yes.
Right.
And it's all about communication. So I really hope that I have really good communication with my patients. If there's any concerns or if there is something that they think needs to be changed in their care plan, I welcome that suggestion.
Okay. See, and it's not you are the know-all, the be-all, because they're living in that body. No, it's a machine. They're living in it, and so they can share with you probably something that you didn't see, because we don't just check the box over here.
I think my badge of honor is being a good listener. I hear patients say that all the time. You listen, and I feel like the reason why I do that is because most of the time you listen to the patient, they tell you what's wrong.
Really? How about that? So for me, with you, my first visit is I know my triggers, and I know grief is my trigger, and I have to be intentional, because you use that a lot at Dr. Crocker's church. We have to be intentional about some things. So there are certain times where I know I'm at that season, of loss. Starts with my birthday, and then in that same week's period, my best friend, my dad. I mean, it's a lot. So yes, I start out at a happy, high place, and then I have to keep myself on the mental health side from going to that valley where I want to get 2 bags of fresh Lay's potato chips. Because then I'm eating because I'm eating to emotion, not because. So when you said that, who do you talk to? I know I saw you write it down. You didn't know I was watching. But no, that was important to have that conversation with me. So you said, well, why do you think you do that? I didn't miss that. I saw that. So you are a good listener. And I like that. Not just that, your humble spirit. So tell people where you're located, what it takes. We're taking new patients. Yes, we are taking new patients from outside of the county.
Yes.
Okay, so share with our audience all of that and where you're located.
So we are taking new patients. The youngest patients we see are 16 years old.
Okay.
So we also see geriatric patients as well. We're here on 1338 13th Avenue.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. So we love what we do, and we are honored to take care of people on a daily basis.
We are honored to take care of people. That's the difference. So we're right here near Kinetic Credit Union.
Yes.
Your neighbors with Channel 3.
Yes.
And then the old show place is on the corner, which used to be a designer store for people that did design, home designers. in the old days. You were not here. And then it was a dance studio. So people know where that is. You used to have beautiful items in there where, you know, the folks that were interior decorators would come and get those things. But you are available.
Yes.
They have to be willing to be in a partnership.
Correct.
You're an excellent listener. This is not the Walmart experience. This is Saks Fifth Avenue. The team is fully committed. From the front door, we do take insurance.
Yes.
So your staff can let people know if their insurance is accepted.
Correct.
Okay. And so whosoever will, age 16 and older.
Yes.
So we're in the geriatric group. That's probably why Dr. Smith referred. She knew, my dear friend, she's a wonderful physician, kidney doctor. She knew that I was high maintenance. So she knew you had the patience and the knowledge. And I appreciate that because I do. I want to live. You know, I served my time as a mom. My child is an adult. My husband of 40-something years. Now I want to live and do my thing. And I'm depending on you to help me if I got to do my part. All right, I love it. Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this, and definitely you're going to do it again. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.